came to NC State in 2009, and I started as a biology major. And I took a class with Dr. Ash, Intro to Human Nutrition course, and I fell in love with nutrition. And that was in my sophomore year. So after that, I decided that I would change my major to nutrition, and that started my lifelong love for the field. And that's essentially how I got to where I am today. So currently I am a doctoral student at Emory University, where I'm studying nutrition and health sciences. And so throughout my training at NC State, I did research as an undergraduate student in the College of Veterinary Medicine. And I also had an internship at Charles River looking at in vivo models of cancer. And then I continued on to do a master's at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, where I studied molecular nutrition, and I worked in a lab and fell in love with research. And so I decided to continue on at Emory University to do a PhD. A typical day for me, it varies a lot because I am a student, but typically I go to a lab every day, and my lab is at the VA hospital, and so I am in the Department of Orthopedics at Emory University. And so typically we have meetings very, very early in the morning because I interact with clinicians. So meetings always start before or at 8 o'clock in the morning, and after the meetings I will go to the lab, start experiments, check animal models, and then occasionally go to a class and give lectures. So I have an interesting situation. So I'm in the Department of Orthopedics, and most people don't equate nutrition with orthopedics. But I identified an advisor at Emory who believes in nutrition and how nutrition can be beneficial for healing of bone injuries. And so I'm looking at dietary bioactive compounds and how these small compounds like phytochemicals or flavonoids can influence bone health. I learned that I could do anything that I set my mind to. So moving across the countryside, I was born and raised in North Carolina. So I moved to Nebraska not knowing anyone. It's very cold, but I realized that you can make the best of any situation as long as you realize the end goal and why you're there. So I think just knowing that you can do anything that you set your mind to. So I think one of my proudest accomplishments is publishing several manuscripts. So I published my first manuscript or paper during my master's program, and that was a big deal to publish a paper, to come up with an idea, to do research, and to write it. And I've published several. And my most recent paper looks at nutritional interventions delivered after that first 2 years of life, how that can influence growth. And that was an eye-opening experience because it showed me the importance of targeting young children for later life outcomes. I think of the one thing I would have done differently is been more involved with nutrition-related research as an undergrad. So I did an internship at Charles River, and that was more cancer biology. I didn't really like it and enjoy it as much as I did nutrition-related research. I did the capstone project, and that involved research, and I really liked that. But I didn't do that until my last semester at NC State. So I wish I would have been more involved in nutrition research within the department. I think the one piece of advice that I have for current nutrition students is don't let someone say you can't do something because you have a degree from NC State. Eventually you will have that degree, and that degree will open up pretty much any door you want it to. And just go for it.